my friends, Sifu Jay, ArtistofTruth, out here hanging out. Check this out. That's right. Just walking around. I should have turned on the camera before I got this far. But sometimes you just have to get out, go somewhere, maybe try to find some place that you've never been and pay attention to where you're stepping, especially in alligator territory. But it is nice to be out a little bit by myself, and I've been so busy. So I'm sorry if I'm looking down. I've been so very busy with everything else. Man, it's a cool little thing. Take this right here. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe you can see that. Somebody leaving their trash hanging out. I've been busy with things and needing to get back to all of these videos. My mother even said to me today that I needed to make the vegan ice cream that I made before. I know that sounds contradictory, but in a raw vegan ice cream without any tricks, any chemicals or anything like that. Just, you'll see. I'll make it. But man, happy to be out here. Happy to be alive. Doing the meditation class at Yoga in Common today. It's been really good for me and to help other people. We're all going through things in life. It's very important to be aware of your life and to take the control away from the other people and other things. And I mean that in a relative way. Stop being brainwashed. You know, if you have technology like the stuff that I'm using right now in order to communicate with you, my friends, if you have that technology, use it to improve your life and to, yeah, sure, to relax and maybe entertain yourself a little bit. All of those things are very, very good, very appropriate. But do not get so caught up in it that your life is lost. So our bodies are chemical reactions continuously, and we're so trashed and, you know, strung out on sugar and meat and oil, and we're strung out on entertainment and on work and everything else. Junkies. Every day waking up, what am I supposed to do? Where should I go? Just jump in the car and drive here. Even myself, I can get caught there. Train, right. Make videos. Improve, do something, you know, but I work very diligently to have the balance and to be out here with you. Helping you, helping me. Man, it's a nice day. Check this. Bam. I just want to do something positive in life, but I want to wake up. You know, I've had a little bit of a taste of waking up from all the craziness. You know, and I've been in places that are not very positive. You would think that they're not very positive, but in that process, I was more liberated and more free, I believe, than lots of people who were not going through the same thing. You know, you can imprison your body, but if your mind is really, really clear, you can never imprison the mind unless you choose to. And most of us have been choosing to imprison our minds for almost all of our lives. You know, just to think about how much time do you spend being happy or focused on achieving happiness. I talk a lot about diet on all of my videos. It's just a big part of what I do, because our diet, when we treat our bodies like a human dumpster, it affects our minds, it affects the way we feel. Food is medicine as much as it is something that you should enjoy. And even if you're not a raw vegan, or a vegan at all, a vegetarian, if you add more living food into your life, thriving, vibrant food into your life, more raw food, juice some, eat some more bananas, add some color, do something, you'll see a change. Drink a lot more water. Most of the time we're all walking around severely dehydrated. I can get lost in that, so I don't want to do that today. It's important, though, that we help each other wake up. We take the power away from our government, or maybe some religious order. You know, spirituality is a good thing, but spirituality is not religion. It's not. You may glean some spirituality from religion, but religion can be, you know, ritual and dogma and rules and don't do this, don't do that. And if you don't believe me because, you know, God told me, then sad for you and all that stuff, but it's not the truth. It's not the way that it is. And we should respect everyone and everyone's practices. But I don't think that there's balance in that. But for the most part, take from life what you can in a positive way and improve your life and improve the lives of others. If it's painting or taking pictures or singing or just volunteering or going to work at McDonald's, if that helps someone, I guess. That can be a good thing, although I could get a little bit scattered in that thought and go off on that for a moment, but I'm sure that you understand what I'm saying. It's time for us to help each other wake up. I mean, we are blinded by politics, by our conditioning in school, by our conditioning from our parents, the fear that to stand and create on our own. We need religion, or we need government, or we need to be a Republican or a Democrat, or we need to do something. The only thing we need to do in life is to live and to be happy in whatever it takes to do that in a positive way that brings good things and healing and awakening. That's what we should be doing with our lives. Personally, I believe, from my perspective and my training and my meditation and my eating. Although, do not get me wrong, I am no saint, I'm no prophet. I don't have the power really to help anyone or to change them, any of you. But I can offer my ideas and the things from my experience, and you can believe it or not. It's not about belief, it's about trying it for yourself, or putting things to work, or just investigating. You know, we take things on faith too much. If I tell you something, and I may be ripped out like Bruce Lee and have done some things, and you go, I'll just be this raw vegan, and you know, you may suffer greatly from it. You have to really test everything. And if it can't hold up under stringent scientific tests and principles, then you should throw it away. We should help each other. I believe that, you know, and I just said it's not about belief, but in your mind, at some point, you have belief in yourself, faith in yourself, not faith in something that can't be tested or touched. Taking that religious faith is just, you know, doing something with on the basis of bad evidence, and I don't mean blind faith. I mean to do something, to believe in yourself, to realize that we created this world around us. Whether we're in a dumpster somewhere or in a ghetto, our karmic action, our lives, our families, our ancestors' lives, we created this stuff for ourselves as Americans, as human beings on this planet. Whether we're out here right now like I am, or whether we're in a city with everything falling apart and people sleeping on the street and urinating on themselves, it doesn't change them as human beings. And a circumstance could change almost immediately. Sometimes it does change immediately. You know, I'm sorry if I jumped out there, but I was saying that I don't have the power to change you. And I am no Messiah. or anything like that or prophet. I struggle too, just as you do. But I'm doing the work. Nothing comes without the process. And when you go through the process and you go, this really doesn't work. I've tried and I've done these things and I've put years in. And this works. And maybe later this doesn't work. So we adjust and we change and we evolve, and that's how we've grown to where we are. Sometimes when I started this thing, philosophy is a big part of my life, but not philosophy where you just kind of randomly, rhetorically question things, but a concept that can be tested and something that is positive in life. When I started all of this, was let me impart something, and I became wiser doing it, and when I'm teaching, I'm learning. And when I'm trying these foods and I'm testing my body in some way, to see what the limitations and the capabilities really are for myself, maybe not for you, but for me, and to share that experience with you. Not because somebody tells me if you run this far you would die, if you eat this way you would get fat. I want to see, let me see for myself, and you should do the same thing. What is the capability of the mind? How did Da Vinci come around? How Beethoven? All these people that were geniuses. We don't see them popping out anymore. We rely on other people to build our machines, and our machines do the things for us. Then we eat food that keeps us like drooling and walking around in a daze. And when someone pops up and says, wake up, change, how much time do you spend being happy? And you look for something. Oh, he's a charlatan and do this thing. It can happen. People go crazy. If your spouse or your child came home today and said, I'm going to dedicate my life to being happy, you'd probably, if you have children or a loved one or a person in your life, we're all connected to someone, most of the time you would think, what is wrong with you? Get your head out of the clouds. I've heard that so much in my life. I've also heard you'll never succeed. Never. You're a dreamer. You'll never succeed. You can't make money playing music. You can't make a living teaching people. Go to work at the steel mill. And I'm not knocking people that do. You know, without each person in their place in life, we wouldn't have the ability to live together. I'm simply saying that you can't tell another what they can do because you don't know. That's the point. Let's find out together. I started eating this raw food and I freaked out. I hadn't eaten McDonald's and things like that in years, and it's like you black out and you wake up and you're in a drive-through. You've got everything going on. You just have to roll with it. I don't do it now, but I still have my moments. You know, money's not right. If I'm broke or I'm sleeping on a corner somewhere, I'm eating what I can to survive. But when you have the means and you can change your life and you can do something that benefits you and others, by all means do it. If there is suffering in life, and there is, we all go through, how do you feel? I'm great, I'm fine. Crying internally, lying to yourself. You're not great or you're not fine. Sometimes you are. But when you're not, be real. Change. Seek something better. At least do something. Create something. That I haven't been too scattered. Acknowledging suffering and then realizing that there's a remedy for suffering, and you start thinking, well, what is the remedy? So you find these methods and these prescriptions, and if they work, you try them, you apply them over and over and over again, you tweak them. Maybe you're suffering mentally, maybe you're suffering spiritually or in a relationship or physically. Maybe you're obese, maybe your joints are bad, maybe you've lost a limb. You know that studies have shown that people who are quadriplegic and people who are millionaires have the same level of happiness after a year. What does that say? Either having the money really made these people terrible, or after losing their limbs, internally, these people, they found a way to be happy. So it would suggest that no matter the circumstance in life, happiness does not come from anything else, from our food or from our from our environment? It can assist. But you could be well off and you could be in perfect fitness, but you could suffer greatly. So let's help each other change and stop beating down one another and saying that, looking for the negative thing. And I know from being into, philosophy and studying ancient culture and religion and being counter to what is popular culture. Rebelling somewhat, although most people would not consider me a rebel. I refuse to accept something for face value without testing it. But if I see someone or millions of a certain type of people that are extremely happy, who are being genocided, like people in Tibet, and yet they're smiling and laughing and happy, I want some of that. I just use them as an example. We can find that everywhere. Something must be going on that's different. Eyes opening. Sure, the chemicals in food and all that can dull us. But we begin with the mind and the body. And hopefully, I will use the term end with happiness, but you're never really ending. You're always arriving and changing and continuing to grow. Continuing to grow, sorry. Everything in life changes. Everything. Be happy now. All we have is now. All the things that I always say, it is true. I cry, I'm angry, I go through everything just like you. But I'm not attached to it. I'm not holding on to it. When my loved ones die, I'm sad. But you don't have to suffer from that sadness. You don't have to hang on to it and become sick in the body and just vomit and just go through things terribly. You don't have to be attached. Are you with me? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Get outside, walk around, do something crazy. Jump in the car, drive 2 states over. Whoa, too close, I understand. Do something, but make it great. Change your life, change the lives of people around you. Something called right livelihood. When you start doing these practices, you start thinking about, what am I doing? Am I killing things? Am I harming other people? I have things in my past, the same as everyone else, that I wouldn't want people to know. But most of it I've already told to everyone. We all do, and we have these things. If you give that emotion or that thought power, and someone can use it against you, they can take away your joy and your happiness, because that meaningless thing, that thought, that thing that doesn't exist anymore. Planning the future, regretting the past, it's how we live. We don't have to. There's power in the present moment. If you experience the future, you're only going to experience the future in the present moment. Meaning when you get there, it's just that moment. It's how these magical phones and all these things just popped up, but they don't seem that magical. Because we were experiencing it the whole time, under development. Our lives are no different. My friends, my family, it's important to live now and be happy. If I die now, if you never see me again, I've done what I would like to do in life, and I'm happy. Can you say that in life without saying, some piano or some organ music playing in the background, giving it away to something else outside of yourself? Just think about it. How much time do we spend trying to be happy? Maybe not enough. So with that, I will let you go. I hope that I have not bored you. And as always, I love everyone. Talk with you soon. Turn off.